Let me see that. Oh, I can't see that. Let me put on my reading glasses. There you go. Now I can see. Had to put on my reading glasses because the truth hit different when you finally see it. Now, if you don't feel like reading all that, go ahead and read it for me.
Cognitive dissonance, easing the conscience. By the time of Madison, it was generally accepted among many people in America that blacks were inferior. A significant portion of the population viewed Africans as a lesser species of the human than those of European descent. Native Americans fell into the same subclass of human. Why did these views come to be so widely held? Why did the humanity of Africans as well as Native Americans come into question? When we commit a negative act or think about doing so, most of us get uncomfortable. This discomfort is caused by the difference between our action and what we believe about ourselves. This discomfort is called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive having to do with thinking, dissonance meaning discord, disagreement. The greater the difference between our actions and self-perception, the greater the cognitive dissonance, and so our discomfort. Humans do not particularly like this discomfort. So whenever it occurs, we almost immediately try to resolve it. And we can resolve it one of two ways. One way is to own up to the negative act and address the harm caused by it. The other way is to justify the negative act rather than admit any wrongdoing. They deserve it. It's a typical justification. In instances of particularly egregious negative acts such as wars of aggression, enslavement, and genocide, the perpetrators have to go so far as to dehumanize, in many cases demonize their victims. During the past 500 years, Europeans have spent significant resources to prove that Africans and those of African descent are inferior. The difference between the actions of the Europeans, enslaving, raping, and killing, and their beliefs about themselves, we are good Christians, was so great that cognitive dissonance, so painful that they were obliged to go to great lengths in order to survive their own horrific behavior. Chattel slavery and genocide of the Native American population were so unchristian that the only way they could make their actions acceptable and so resolve the dissonance was to relegate their victims to a subhuman level.
So from my point of view, or my perspective, I say perspective because perspective is opinion-based, not based on fact or truth. So let's start using that properly. All this my truth, your truth stuff is getting really tiring. Let's remember, it's only the truth, not a truth. Enough of that. Let's get back to cognitive dissonance. So cognitive dissonance is something like selective memory. It's like I seen what I seen, but I chose to change the story of what I saw so I wouldn't feel bad about doing what I'm gonna do. You're thinking too hard about it, huh? What you mean? To put it simple, they're just lying to themselves to make themselves feel good about doing other people wrong. We all come across it.